Good morning, YouTube. Today I'm going to review our 2003 Porsche Boxster S.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
If you're new to the channel, my name is Dan, this is my garage, and this is our 2003 Porsche Boxster S, which is for sale through our dealership, NG Supercars, so go check that out. And if you're interested in buying this car, send us an email, sales@ngsupercars.com, and we can possibly make a deal. This car we just got, so we haven't even had time to wash it yet. It was raining earlier today, so forgive it, it's a little bit dirty. We're obviously going to clean it up and make sure that there's no other imperfections than the ones I'm going to show you that we know about. Otherwise, it's actually a very low mile car for the year. It's only got 45,000 miles. And of course, it is a manual transmission. Yes, I just drove it over here from the Howard and it's a riot. We're going to take it out for a spin, show you everything that we know about this car, tell you what we're going to do for it. And of course, if you're interested, like I said, in buying it, well, starting price is going to be $19,500. So a few of our viewers had said, hey, you guys should buy some more affordable cars, and well, you asked and we did. So here you go, a sub $20,000 sports car with the manual transmission, and it's a lot of fun. Let's take a look at this thing, and there are definitely some flaws. You know, it's not a perfect car, but it's actually in pretty damn good condition given it's only got 45,000 miles. So right off the bat, one thing I noticed is there is a missing center cap right there. We have that, we just need to reattach it. So we're obviously going to clean it up. Again, forgive the dirtiness, this thing is extremely dirty. I just drove it over here in the rain, kind of cleaned it up a little bit. It did dry up a bit on the way, but of course it's just dirty. So we'll give it a wash in a minute. There are some paint chips and some scratches, like right there's a scratch in the bumper, and there's going to be some other flaws in the paint, but it is overall in pretty darn good shape. There's no cracks in the windshield, and we just were looking around, and the front tires are 2018s, so those are good to go, and they have tons of tread. Unfortunately, this rear tire right here is a 2015, so we're going to get rid of that. We're going to get you a new tire for that one. The other side is a 2021, so that one is good to go. We're going to just leave that one, of course. And then the other front tire, of course, was good shape. And I kind of glossed over it. Well, here you go. We're missing the wing. We're going to buy one and find that and get that reattached. So I don't know what happened there, but, you know, well, I don't know. It must have fallen off or something. Top is in really good shape. No rips, tears, or holes or anything like that. Works perfectly. Very happy about that. There are a few more scratches, like obviously someone, you know, opened their door into this car, unfortunately. Small things like that. There's some chips down there. A little bit of a scratch right here. Oh, nope. That was just dirt. Oh, yeah, that's a scratch though. So it's just, you know, minor wear and tear. Nothing crazy. And everything else seems to work pretty damn good. Of course, downside, yeah, I know, you got the not as good headlights. Okay, well, whatever. You still have a mid-engine fun sports car, so deal with it. So we'll take the paint meter, and you can see it is 5.73 mils. Doing a few spots. 5.33 and 4.47, 7.19, 5.56. So it looks like pretty much no paint work on this car. It's all originals. 5.07, 5.03, 6.93, fairly consistent, all within about 1 to 2 mils. 6.21. Oh yeah, the Carfax shows no accidents, so we have no reason to believe there are any because everything looks to be aligning correctly. 4.40, 5.96, 5.50, 6.59, ignore the bird shit, and 4.99. We do have both keys for this car. I just popped the trunk, pop this guy open, come on. All right. And look at that, we actually have a spare. That's actually kind of funny. We have the spare, it looks like the jack, and moving into the rear trunk. Yeah, you see we got the front plate mount. I'm not sure what these grills are for. Oh, you know what? Are those for like popping them in behind the rear seats? I think they are. They're probably like windbreakers, right? Probably should put those in. I don't know why they removed them. Maybe they just don't look great or something. We don't know when the oil was changed last, so we are going to do an oil change. So that will happen shortly. That'll be done before this car sells. So interior just needs a good cleaning. Seats are in really good shape. No wear in the bolsters or anything. Dash is, of course, in great shape. Everything in here looks really good. There's not like a bunch of scratches in the center console. And of course, yes, we have the manual transmission and the third pedal. Yes. Yes, that's probably the best thing about this car. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, everything in here just works fine. I was driving with the AC blowing cold and it was totally fine. You can see right there on the odometer, 45,429 miles. They'll obviously be going up as we drive it and review it and some other things like that. Yeah, we have the little pouch behind the seat, and it's got the Bose speakers. Ooh, everything looks good. All right, let's hop in and take it for a spin. All right, we're in the Boxster, and we've got the manual. All right, and because it is a Boxster, we're gonna pray that the weather gods cooperate, and we're gonna try and do the roof. So here we go. Oh boy. Sweet. Convertible. I'll admit, I'm not as big a fan of convertibles, but whatever. A lot of people like convertibles. Okay. I like actually driving at the top, then you can actually hear the engine a little bit better. It's actually a pretty quiet car. I will say Porsche does manual gearboxes very well. It's one thing, you gotta give them credit. They build good cars. I know. You didn't hear that from me. One complaint is, I guess this is just a little bit more of the styling of the times. This steering wheel's big. Like, it should be like an inch smaller, so it's kind of big and it's like kind of thin. But it's not bad. One thing that they do perfectly in these Porsches is they put the pedals just in the perfect spot, so you can heel toe like it's nothing. Yeah, I haven't driven a manual in a little while, and it's just like, oh, it's nothing. These are just fun little cars. It's so light and tossable, and being a mid-engine, it's just got a good balance. And of course, the suspension is Porsche suspension. I was talking to the Porsche experts, a la Josh and Adam, and they said it's the same gearbox that's in the 911. I did not know that. I mean, it kind of explains why it's a really, really solid transmission. I mean, the shifting is very engaging. It just like clicks right in. You know, it feels smooth. Everything about it's just good. Yeah, this is kind of my only complaint is the steering wheel. I just wish it was slightly smaller. Everything else seems to be really solid. There's not really any creaks or cricks. When I was driving over here, it just sounds good. Wish I had a little bit more engine noise. I love the intake noise. The intake noise is awesome. On the exhaust note, it needs more of it. It's a little bit old school tech. We don't have different driving modes or any of that stuff. Oh, we do have a cup holder. All right, now we're off. This to me is going to be kind of like driving the Ferrari 355. It's not going to impress you with its acceleration. It does not have a lot of power. The Honda's probably faster than this car in a straight line. Its handling, yes, that's why we're going to go drive this fun road up here, because in the twisties, that's where it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, heel toe perfect in this car. Brakes feel good. One thing about driving a car that's got a lot less power than some of the supercars we've been driving is you can get on it like everywhere you go. I mean, just put it to the floor. Who cares? Seriously, it doesn't matter, because it's not like you're gonna be breaking the speed limit by that much. You're just like, whatever. All right, bumpy road. You know, for not having different driving modes, this is handling the bumpy road test very well. This is extremely comfortable. It's not jittery. It feels planted. I'm not like losing the fillings in my teeth. This is great. Oh yeah, now we're getting to some corners though. It's like they say, it's better to drive a slow car fast than a fast car slow. Now my favorite part, and oh yeah, we're off. Oh, broke the tires loose. Oh, that's great. See, you get to bang the gears, have the floor, you have it pegged to the floor, and you're not really even going all that fast. Alright, that's some pretty good handling. Very little body roll. Oh, this is fun. I mean, that's the thing. It's a mid-engine car that's pretty lightweight. Very little body roll. It sticks great. Yeah, that's a lot of fun. I mean, that's the thing about this car. It is a sub $20,000 mid-engine sports car. Maintenance is going to be cheap on it. It's a Porsche. Nothing's going to break. You want cheap thrills? This is it. The catch is, I would say, if you want cheap thrills on a twisty road. On a straight road, this is kind of boring. Looking to do a bunch of drag racing or something like that, this is not the right car. It will not win any drag race at all. But driving around these twisties, super comfortable. You got the drop top. Enjoy the beautiful day outside. I can dig this. I mean, I know I've kind of been hard on Porsches all forever, but there's a reason why people love them. There's a reason why they're considered such good cars, because, well, they are. You know, there's no dead spot in the steering. It's a little bit of a tall steering ratio, so you know, you gotta move the wheel quite a bit to have the car react. It's not like just tiny, you know, like the McLaren is like if you sneeze, the car's gonna be in another lane. So it's not as twitchy. You know, this one you can really move it around a bit. It's great intake noise, it really is. And to the floor. A little bit of a wet road here. Here we go. Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's enough power that you're gonna have fun. Get your right foot some exercise, and your left foot for that matter. This is one of those cars that, you know, people kind of give it a hard time. It's not the most loved car. It's got the runny eggs headlights or whatever, and people give that shit, but it's pretty hard to get this much fun for under 20 grand, and it's reliable. I mean, it's Porsche, and even stuff like the tires are cheap. The brakes are cheap. Because they're not like they're exotic materials. It's not like they're carbon strikes. They're just regular steel brakes. The tires are not like some crazy size. They're 265, 35, 18s. So everything's just kind of reasonable. It's just a very reasonable car at a reasonable price. So it just makes it enjoyable. You know, like you don't feel like, oh, I got the brakes hard there. Well, yeah, the brakes work good. This is the type of car that you can buy, flog the hell out of it, and not really care that much. You know, you're gonna just enjoy this thing. Like I said, everywhere you go, you just floor it. Floor it, bang through the first few gears, and then you'll be at the speed limit, maybe slightly above. That's about it. Even with the top down, the highway noise is pretty reasonable. I'm gonna venture to say there's very few cars you can get under $20,000 that are this much fun. Throw it around the corners, beat the shit out of it, take it out in some some fun drives and just really enjoy it. And you're gonna get reasonably good gas mileage. I mean, it's not a very big engine. It's not like it's sucking down a ton of gas. Oh yeah, look at that. Like I said, just flog it everywhere you go. Handling is really, really impressive on this car. I mean, let's face it, it's not a 911, but you know, 911, even the same generation, 996, it's going to be substantially more expensive than this. I love manual transmissions. So here's the thing, for sub $20,000 to find a mid-engine manual transmission sports car, this is perfection. This is as good as it gets for under 20 grand. And I have to say, this is a hell of a lot of fun for $20,000. You got to consider that is 1/10 the price of a Ferrari 458. Yeah, I mean, granted, it is not a very powerful car, but the handling is excellent. And so if you have the ability to go out and just throw it around some corners and drive it out on a country road that's real windy, you're gonna love this thing. If you're living in a city, it's gonna suck. But top down, have a nice day out. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's a great car, great value, and they're reliable as hell. So I have to say, I'm actually a fan of these cars, even though I know they're not the most attractive things on earth, but they're not ugly. It's not like it's horrible. So with that, if you'd like to make an offer, again, we're asking $19,500 for a 45,000 mile 2003 Boxster S. Email us sales@ngsupercars.com and we can kind of discuss it and see if it makes sense for you. We've got a few more cars coming in this week, so of course that means you should like, share, and subscribe, because that way you stay up to date with our content, and hit the notification bell. That way you actually know when our videos come out. Generally speaking, we publish on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. All right, guys, we're going to be doing a lot of car stuff, including reviewing the new cars as they come in, so you're going to want to stay tuned. It's going to be sweet.